We're here with Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hello, everybody.
And we're also here with Steve.
Hiya.
So Steve is a 18 handicapper?
20.
20, sorry, here at Torquay. We have literally just accosted him.
We have.
Because we want to do the shaft ideas with him, but we're not going to really tell you what this is. So I want you just to hit 3 clubs. One is yours included.
Yep.
And just tell me basically what they feel like.
No problem.
This is in response to some of the questions people are asking about us adapting those kind of ideas. This should be fun. So I got Steve to hit 3 drivers, so his own with his own shaft, which you'll see in the video. Then we gave him a lady shaft, didn't tell him, in a modern version of his driver because we didn't have his head. And then with the same head, we put an extra stiff, like pro shaft in there. Didn't tell him what we were doing. I asked him a few questions how it felt as he hit them. We just kind of let him decide and hit, just let it kind of as raw as possible play out, to not influence any of his deliveries or ideas, or even understand what his ideas were until after it hit them. Let's show you what happened. So out of the 3 clubs that you hit, any preference in feel over the 3? So you started with yours, then you went to club number 2, and then finished on club number 3.
Yeah.
You almost, as we were hitting, said you liked club 3 the best.
Felt the best, yeah.
Felt the best off the face?
I think so, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to look at, we put different shafts in 2 of those, and we've tried to keep your club as close to your club as we could keep because we can't get your head, basically. If we were going to talk about shaft flex, what would your perception of shaft flex or weight and feel be going, before we look at the date here behind you? Would you have a perception of, say, a really stiff to a light, really flexy one, what they might do for you or not?
Yeah, as I said, I think the more flex in the club will give me a better ball striking and club head speed.
So a bit more speed.
A bit more club head speed because I've got a limited swing, right?
Okay.
Because of my age, then that's what I'll be looking for. More club head speed and a bit more flex is what I think
would help that kind of come through a bit faster.
Yeah.
Have you got the 3 shafts there, Dan, that we've just hit?
Yes, I do.
What have we got? So what was in his to start?
Right, so we've got that was his own driver.
Yeah.
Which
so
is a 10.5 offset. And it's the, what is that? AMP cell, so it's a Cobra shaft that they've put in. It's a regular flex, 53 gram mid kick.
Okay.
Okay, and I've tried to match that up as best I can with what we've got. So they're all 10.5 loft.
Not offset, and actually,
Not
Steve,
offset.
you mentioned you quite like the look of the non-offset on the newer one.
Yeah, it does look better being straight down the shaft. I mean,
Yeah.
the offset I originally had because I was sort
Slicing
of
it
slicing
so
up.
much, yeah. So these are draw bias.
So I've got more weight in the heel, so I've tried to get it as much draw bias as I can, and I've set it up at 10.5 with the draw setting within the shaft.
And what has he been hitting?
So we've got the first one of the 2 trials was the X Flex.
Okay.
Okay, Fujikura, again, Cobra fitted shaft. for
That is
them.
a pro flex shaft. In theory, something that probably you would feel wouldn't work for you off the shelf.
Okay.
And then the third, the last shaft that we tested with him was, again, Fujikura, made up for Cobra. It's a Pro 50, so it's a very lightweight ladies shaft.
So quite polar opposites in...
Complete opposite inside of the shaft side of the world.
Let's show you the results. So if we look at launch angle to kick us off with the 3 shaft, so we start with his, if you do the pointed there
Yeah.
down, 13.6 degree launch angle, so that's the ball launching off the face. Obviously that's going to help you make distance or not. If you imagine something launching at 1 degree, it's going to fall out the air very quick compared to something launching at, say, 20 degrees. Okay. And then in the ladies flex...
Yeah, we're going to the ladies flex, which was actually the 3rd club that we hit.
Yeah.
That's 13.3, so we've lost 0.3.
Nothing.
Absolutely 0.
And then the X flex, we've got to see a
X-Flex.
massive drop in launch.
Yeah, we should do it, but it's gone to 13.2, so we've dropped 0.1 over the ladies flex.
So you're launching the ladies, yours, and the X all at the same launch angle.
Yeah, yeah.
Your perceptions of launch angle in relationship to shaft flex prior to any of this chat would be no clue, would have an idea, would expect one to do one, or not really?
No, I probably wouldn't have a clue.
Which is the point of this video, because people,
Absolutely.
when we did this video, one of the overriding comments was it would be interesting to see you do this with someone who doesn't adjust, because we adjust. We can pick up a club and we've got preconceptions of what that might do,
Yeah.
and then we might start adjusting to try and find target. the fact that you've got no preconceptions there's brilliant, because you're just standing there hitting them because you're not expecting one to go high.
Yeah, I'd alter my stance if I wanted to alter the projection.
Yeah, so you would alter what you do.
Yeah.
You wouldn't look for a club
No.
to do that for you, which is
No.
interesting. So if we go to spin rates then.
Okay, so own club,
Yeah.
average spin at nearly 2.6.
So we've got a super low in there though. So
Super
massive
low.
deviations, 4.2
Yeah,
and then down to 1.6.
1.6. Yeah, 1.5, 1.6.
Which is why we get an average of 2.5.
Yeah.
This is the common problem with amateur testing. Your deviation is so big that when you start looking at the really fine adjustments that sometimes a club can do,
Yeah, I'm not going to make an awful lot of difference.
well, you're going to have to find. You can, but you're looking at a bigger scope of patterns. 50 shots. Look, he always goes a little bit low right, so we'll do anything we can to get it a bit higher and a bit further left. But he's still going to hit that ball left. Like, you're not going to fix anything, but you might persuade a few things.
Okay.
And then if we go to the X, because that should be super low spinning, shouldn't it?
Yeah, well, the X is spinning at basically 3.7.
So higher.
So a lot, yeah, a lot higher. It's
5,000
1,000 revs more on average
On the X.
on the X compared to his own shaft.
Yeah.
But we got one out there which peaked at 5,000.
And then lowest at
And
2.7.
lowest at 2.7.
So again, not really doing what it should do. In theory, people think an X flex would spin considerably less than an L flex, but for you, absolutely not. It's spinning more because your strike is dictating much more than what that shaft
My
can
shaft
do.
is.
Yeah. The ladies flex.
Yeah.
Okay, the ladies flex average spin at 3,000 basically.
So the ladies is second lowest.
It is second lowest on an average.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ball speed increased with ladies, so averaging 117 to 115 with X, down at 108 with his.
Yeah.
Few things to note here. He hit his first.
He did.
He then hit that
The
second,
X second.
and the ladies last.
Correct.
Now, we didn't have dots on the X Flex, but if you just show the club head speed, which I
Yeah.
think is interesting, we didn't dot up every club.
We did on that one last shot there.
82 mile an hour with one shot with the dots on the club head speed, 82 with the L, 78 with his. So you can definitely see him warming up,
Yeah.
because that's a jump 4 mile an hour from his first one to this one. As any test, you warmed up, you hit yours, and then you were getting warmer and warmer after each shot. Also, there was no extra club head speed, but you feel like there is. I would never say to a student that if you feel that's better, I would never question that within reason. If you feel like there's more speed and you feel happy with that, use it.
Yeah.
There isn't.
No.
But I'm happy for you to feel better.
Freeing up a little bit as well.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. Distance then, let's go for distance.
Distance, so average with his own drivers at 140. I mean, there's one there that, again, the miss hit, if I was to just take that one out, it'd be around 152
Yeah,
average. If we move into the ladies shaft,
yeah,
we got a 176 average, so it's a
Higher.
35 yard average further than his own club.
Hendricks and Maths.
Very good. Oh, Hendricks and Merckx, yeah. And then we've got the X Flex, which is again, that's coming out at 167 average. So again, we've lost like 10 yards in comparison to the ladies Flex.
So where is he gaining that extra distance from the L? Because it isn't from club head speed,
No, we're seeing that the same.
it is from ball speed.
Yeah.
It's a little bit from spin. It's not from launch. And then in result in peak heights, well, average of peak heights is funny, isn't it? Because it's actually
Yeah, it's
they're
the same.
actually the same. So it's the less spin, and in theory, the better strike. So on that little test, you are striking the one that you felt best, the ladies,
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
You would argue with your demographic, that's a shaft I would start with. Even though I would never tell you it's got ladies written on it,
No.
and lots of seniors wouldn't buy it because it's got ladies written on it. But what was interesting here as well, Dan's test showed the ladies came out the best numbers for him, even at his club head speed. So how can we have the ladies best at your club head speed and the ladies best at your club head speed? There is no pattern to this.
There is no pattern.
Well, there is a pattern. It's called the human race. The human race runs through every test we do.
Yeah.
The next comment that's kind of reoccurring is you need to put it on a robot, You don't need to put it on a robot. because as soon as we put it in Steve's hand or we put it in Dan's hand, you override any of that robot testing straight away.
Absolutely.
I've talked with club manufacturers for years, and they value human testing as important as their robot testing. They get a benchmark from their robot testing, and they take it out to the field, and they see us all completely ruin that, and then they work out where to drop the needle. There's the needle, just there. That's where all those golfers are. There. I'm going to give them that club because that's my mass market. And then I'll make 2 other models to try and deal with that player over there and that player over there. That does not follow the pattern. I would argue his longest shots with the ladies purely because he struck them better.
Struck him better. Absolutely. And that's what he felt.
100%.
He's feeling the
He
strike.
articulated that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in theory, what we're saying now, everyone should be gaming lady shafts.
Might have to put some sticky tape on the shaft.
That's a good point. That's the main thing. So you've got, you know, not to villainise companies, they're dealing with that comment. They've got to sell product. If they know that you are all better with that shaft, but they can't sell it to you, they don't want to go bust. They need to market. They need to work out how to get product in your hand. Interesting. Post comments down below, let me know. That is a randomised test. Steve, I've never met Steve. Dan picked him up from outside. Dan obviously knows him as a member. 20 handicapper, very run-of-the-mill, ordinary golfer that's golfing out there today. Well, he's exceptional actually. Look at Steve. You're not run-of-the-mill, Steve. You're exceptional.
He's in the team, look. Senior team.
Steve, don't show Matt that jumper. But it doesn't get more real than that. That is not following the patterns that it should follow by a mile. Comments are still... come on, let's hear what you got to say.